Welcome to the latest episode of my ArundelBiz podcast, powered by Anne Arundel Economic Development Corporation. I'm Grayson Orthe, and today I have two sets of twins, so today is going to be very relevant for me.
And I'm Rosa Cruz. I am a mom, an aunt, a godmother, and all around just overgrown kid. So most importantly, I am a holiday shopper. So I too have a vested interest in this episode of this podcast, and I'm excited about it.
And I'm Steve Adams, the newest member of AAEDC. And I am an uncle who loves spoiling his 7-year-old and 5-year-old nieces with cool gifts. So now that we've hinted a little bit at what this episode is all about, I'm pleased to introduce Stephen Kaufmann, co-owner of Franklin's Toys and the perfect person to talk toys and holiday season shopping. So Stephen, welcome to the podcast.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
And I guess just to kick things off, if you could just tell us a little bit about your background in the industry and how you ended up becoming the owner of Franklin's, which I know it started off a long time ago as Beep Beep and has gone through some name changes and is now your baby, so to speak.
It absolutely is. Well, I started in the toy business in 1991. I was working for a toy manufacturer in upstate New York. I was the operations manager there, responsible for the warehouse activities, distribution, shipping, receiving, everything that went on there, as well as customer service. And then from there in 2000, I moved down to this area and I joined a manufacturer's representative group covering the whole mid-Atlantic for lots of different manufacturers. And then in 2017, my partner and I bought Franklin's Toys, a company that we had been servicing already as reps. So it was a very easy thing for us to do, and very happy that we did it. So I guess what I'm saying is after about 30 years, when in this business, when I finally grow up, I'll decide what I want to do.
So, Stephen, I am a longtime customer because of
Thank you.
All the kids in my life that I've had to buy for. So I know what's special about Franklin's Toys, but from an entrepreneur's perspective, tell us a little bit about your thoughts as to what sets Franklin's apart in sort of the marketplace, and really what your niche is compared to maybe big box stores.
Mm-hmm. I think what separates us the most from big box stores and online stores is that we live here in the community. We know the people here, we know the schools, we know a lot of the different organizations, and we support them. So that makes us different right away, right off the bat. And then we carry product that's more specialized. And that certainly separates us from a lot of the big box stores. There's no question about that. We know that you can come to this store and you can find unique products that offer great play value, and that in a lot of cases help to educate children as they grow as well. And that if you get something in the store and you bring it to, say, a birthday party, and somebody else has purchased the same item, it's very easy to come back here, to see us, to return it, to exchange it, to get something else. And we'll always steer people in the right direction to get a really good quality, fun gift for a young one. And even if you come back in here and you need gift wrapping, for example, we do that at no charge. We do everything that we can do to make it a fun experience.
So let me just jump in really quick. When you held up that toy, that signature white wrapping with the bows it is really the Franklin's Toys signature. And I've been to many parties where there have been piles of those white boxes. So I just want to say how wonderful. It's really heartwarming, I think, as a parent to support a local business. and then to see them at the events that we go to. So I'm glad you kept that tradition from the former owners.
Absolutely. One of the first things that I noticed when I was in the store for the first few days, we were using this white wrapping paper, and I thought, well, let's switch that up, get something with balloons and something with pictures, and so let's make it a little bit more fun. And almost right away, I noticed people coming into the store to buy birthday presents. And when I asked them, how did you find out about this store? What brought you here? Oh, I went to another birthday party, and I asked, what are all these presents wrapped with the white paper and the colorful bowls? And that was the end of that idea. We stick with the white paper forever.
So I guess as a marketing executive, you had to switch to really accommodate the local taste, because you thought you could do this swap out, and it was something that customers probably weren't going to support.
I wasn't even going to test it.
Agreed.
So Stephen, now the thing about it is that I may be dating myself, right? So growing up, I remember one year, and this was the first time that I've ever really been a part of this. There was the Tickle Me Elmo that came out, and people were going crazy. Adults were fighting, things was, it was just out of control, right? So what is the toy for this year that is gonna, have everybody kind of standing in line and trying to get their hands on that toy? What's that toy for this year?
That hasn't surfaced yet. Usually that happens when the kids see it all over television on Saturday and Sunday mornings when they're watching cartoons or doing whatever they're doing. And I prefer that there isn't something like a Tickle Me Elmo every year. I mean, it's fun when it comes out, but that opens up everything else across the board. This year, there's more of a category that's really hot as opposed to a specific item, and it's the fidget toy. It's something that's been really hot since the spinners a couple of years ago.
Right.
And this year, and I have a couple to show you here. There's the pop-it items. Think bubble wrap. You know how when you pop the little bubble on it, it makes a noise. Well, that's sort of been turned into a toy item. Lots of different colors and configurations, and you can just pop those back and forth, and you can make games out of it. And it's been really, really popular, and we're selling tons of them. And remember stress balls?
Yes.
Well, here's another one. This is called a Nido ball. And there you go. And the idea behind this one is it's just like those old stress balls, but it's even softer. So it's quite, malleable and comfortable, and feels good to just manipulate it and squish it in your hand. And there's all kinds of other items in this same category that have been really popular. I just showed you two of the hottest ones.
So I guess really coming off of the pandemic, everybody needs like that stress relief type thing just to kind of, get your mind, kind of regulated, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose it helps. And it's also good for, people with special needs that they do well with those kinds of things. They're priced as impulse items. Some of them can be on clips and put on your backpack or a keychain, that kind of thing. So yeah, real popular.
Yeah, the stress ball might be a good white elephant gift for our Christmas party this season.
There you go.
All good for all ages. So I guess, obviously, even if there's not a particular toy this season, which sounds like it's a good thing because, your goal is finding the right toy for the right kid. I think one thing on everybody's mind still is obviously the challenges related to COVID over the last 2 years that were going on now. And I think just from news headlines, obviously having products in stock is really one of the biggest things. So with that in mind, what have you done to deal with the dreaded, supply chain issues that are definitely top of mind this holiday season?
Mm-hmm. They are top of mind. And one thing to point out is that everybody knows it. It's reported on every channel, every news broadcast. So everybody knows about it, and everybody expects that there's going to be issues getting what they want. So what we did here at Franklin's Toys is we took all of the orders that we typically place every year to arrive later in the year, closer to, in November and early December. And we moved them all to ship at once. And we started getting them in as quickly as we could. And we continued ordering nonstop. And we just kept piling it in and taking far more inventory into the store than we normally would. And I'm talking back in April, I guess we started doing it. And so we were ahead of it a little bit, and we managed to fill up our store. And I think you saw when you were here what the back room looks like, and the 20-foot container out in the back is full. We have stuff. The offices aren't offices; they're storage now too. So that's what we did. We just jumped. We took everything in as early as we could. We continue to. Things are still coming in, and we're ready.
Yep, and I know you were also telling us, if people are still have COVID on their minds and want to order toys from you and not come into the store physically, they're able to do that easily as well, right?
Yep, we have a very nice website that's easy to use, and you can shop on it. You can still have the gift wrapping done. You can even choose the color of ribbons and things that you want on there. It's franklinstoystore.com. And for those that want it, we still have curbside. You don't have to come into the store. If you want to come into the store, the staff are wearing masks, and we're sanitizing everything in the store. We have the hand sanitizer at the front door. So we're still looking after all of that. And I've been known to make a home delivery or two.
Any other warm and fuzzy things that your staff has planned to really make it a great customer service experience this holiday season and have shoppers keep coming back to your store?
We are geared up and ready to go. We will continue, as always, to offer a very good experience for the shoppers that come into the store. They're going to be greeted. They're going to be met with people who know the products in the store, who are going to be able to give great suggestions and different alternatives, and make it a real good shopping experience. There's a lot of things here in the store that are fun to look at and to experience. Unfortunately, also due to COVID, we don't have the play areas in the store that we used to have. Children love coming in here and playing with all the different toys, and parents can shop while the kids are in the middle of the store playing with different things that we have out for them. Can't wait to return to that, but it's a little too early still for that. But everything else is, like I said, we're here and we're ready to have a fun time selling toys.
Awesome. So, Stephen, we like to wrap things up a little bit, but before we do, we want to dive into our top 5 segment, right? And so this is just a top 5 questions, top 5 answers for just questions that people want to know. So what I want to do is start it off by asking you, in all of your years in being in the toy business, what are your top 5 memorable toys?
I think some of the earliest ones for me are the wooden trains, like the Brio wooden train sets. I also enjoyed the classic games, Monopoly, Mancala, backgammon, that kind of thing. There's a lot of different things that I liked. Models and RC cars. Those are some of my favorites.
Yeah, and I remember you have those well stocked as well. You were showing us when we visited before.
That was as I explained, an effort to age up a little bit to keep people coming back here. Those, the RCs and the slot cars are a little bit older.
Yep.
Sorry, I think my microphone kind of came out a little bit. Sorry. So I want to get back to asking you sort of my top 5 question. Okay. So as a marketing executive working for a big toy manufacturer and then coming into a smaller community and joining the ranks of the mom and pop shop, what are your top 5 tips, I guess, to an entrepreneur, do's and don'ts?
I have a few that I can go over with you, but first I want to say that there is a lot of successful small business owners in the area, and I don't for a second want to, try to give them advice. They're already doing it, and they know what I know, and I'm sure they would agree with the 5 points that I came up with. And the first one, I think, is to love what you do. And, when we're in touch as we are with the community and face to face with people, then it's really nice to be able to provide a service that you enjoy providing for them. So that would be number one. Number two, I think, is to make sure that your staff is well trained, both full-time and part-time. And, that way it filters down. The full-time people help the part-time people. And we're also very happy as a small local business to hire and provide a first-time work experience to students, for example. So I think that's a good resource for local businesses. Third would be product knowledge. That's key. You got to know the business that you're in, whether it's a consumable or a toy or a service. You have to know what it is that you're doing, and you have to love it, and you have to be able to provide the right service or the right advice. I think also it makes a big difference when a small local business can offer extra services, something that you might not get online, for example, or in a big box store. You could get the gift wrapping, but you might not get the hand done ribbons and bows that we do here. You won't get the great advice that a small shop can give to you. I mentioned, curbside pickup and delivery. These are things that just personalize things, and I think make it very, very important and make us different and make us a little bit more unique than they are. Most importantly, and I could have said all of the 5 points boil down to the most important one, and that's customer service. That sets us apart from everybody else that's not a small business.
Yeah, those are great answers. And I guess speaking of good customer service and small businesses throughout the county, my question for the top 5 is, obviously, when you're not shopping for toys, which I'm assuming you do in one of your 2 stores, what are your top 5 favorite places to shop small and local in Anne Arundel County?
I enjoy some of the businesses right here in the plaza. Like we have Side Street Framers right next door to us. I've used them lots of times, and the Cottage, which is a gift shop here, has some really nice stuff. I enjoy shopping in their store. I'm an avid scuba diver, and just up the road there's Sea Colony, and I like to go in there just to indulge in things there for myself. And then I think from there, I enjoy a lot of the different stores on Main Street, and I like to be, down around the city dock, and restaurants like Lido's and the breakfast shop here, and Mi Pueblo and Sullivan's Cove. So that's kind of where I like to be.
That's awesome. I forgot when we were driving up there, the breakfast shop is definitely a big driver of foot traffic to that area for sure.
Yep. When we bought the store and people asked where it was, I always said, "That's right where the breakfast shop is." Okay, I know.
Good landmark.
Yep.
So before we sign off, Stephen, if you could just, I know you mentioned it once, but if you could just remind everyone where to find you online and, anywhere to look out for specials and deals and everything on social media as well.
Franklin'sToyStore.com is our website. We post all that information there. We do a lot on Instagram, and recently somehow we lost our Facebook. I don't know what was going on in Facebook land, but we'll be reinstituting that soon too.
Great.
Terrific. Well, Stephen, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time from your very busy holiday stocking schedule to join us and tell us a little bit about Franklin's Toys, and which is an institution as far as I'm concerned. I'm speaking as a parent, so so happy that you could be on with us. And for all of you working this holiday season, and please try to find time to go online or stop in, do curbside at Franklin's. It's a really terrific experience. And I'm saying that as a parent and a holiday shopper as well.
And
so thank you again.
Open for in-store shopping too.
That's right. Absolutely. They are well stocked, which is
Thank
great,
you.
which is great to
Yes.
hear. So anyway, everybody, you can catch this episode and past episodes on all of our social media channels. So please follow and like us, and we will see you next time around with a new episode. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.